There are a couple of different words I use to describe how historically bad this Trump administration is. They're the dumbest administration, but also the most disturbing, both publicly and behind the scenes. In a video that's going mega viral right now for just how uncomfortable it will make you feel. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. Now, this video that we are going to check out was defended in a really strange way by a panicked Karoline Leavitt, but it only feels right to get the context with this clip of her on Fox right here.
As a result of the president saying it's either going to be free or fair trade or reciprocal tariffs, they all want to come to the table. They all want a deal. And I'm told that deal number one is close to being finished. Is that true?
Mm-hmm. It is true. We believe that there could be several deals very soon. More than 75 countries have reached out to the administration. More than 15 offers are on the table. And the president's trade team and the president himself are working very hard to negotiate tailor-made trade deals with every country that has reached out. No other president has had the courage to fully use the leverage of the United States of America, not just our economic might, but our military and national security might as well. And, I was asked an interesting question earlier this week by a reporter at Fake News CNN. She said at the premise of her question, Karoline, the whole world is on notice because of what President Trump is doing. And I said to her, that's exactly the point. The world is on notice. The world is finally realizing that under this president, the United States of America is not going to be taken advantage of. This is
the defense of the indefensible. That is Karoline Leavitt's job. The only success that you can claim tariffs have had is a small bump in the market that didn't recover all of its value. And Karoline Leavitt is trying to push forward this idea that somehow people want to make deals, which they don't.
And now the rest of the world is calling our administration. The phones are ringing off the hook because they need the United States of America, not just our economy and our market, but they need us to continue providing peace around this world. And they know that they are indebted to us for the stability that we have provided in their own countries for decades. And the president has made that very clear, that the American people are finally going to have the front seat at the table, and thank God for it.
Donald Trump's administration is in turmoil. Everyone is in a state of chaos, and Karoline Leavitt is trying to pretend like the rest of the world views us so positively. The only ones with a positive view are those with the MAGA mindset and in the cult of Donald Trump. That cabinet that produced this disturbing video that Karoline Leavitt tried to defend.
Ms. Cabinet.
Under your leadership, we are going to revitalize and make shipbuilding and maritime great again.
At the Trump EPA, we're going to make it proud.
The honor and respect we have for each other is a reflection of you and your leadership.
Thanks to your leadership.
You were overwhelmingly elected by the biggest majority.
Well, Mr. President, thank you for your leadership at the border.
Thanks to your fantastic leadership.
So the American worker is grateful. Main Street is grateful for you.
The way they kiss his ass is just so uncomfortable. It goes to show how badly Donald Trump needs approval all the time. And Karoline Leavitt tried to cover that up when she was on Fox with this ridiculous lie right here.
The president invited the press into the meeting where he went around the table and instructed each and every one of his cabinet secretaries to provide an honest update about what they are doing at their respective agencies. And every cabinet secretary is a rock star. They are passionate about the issues they are leading on, and they are delivering on exactly what President Trump called upon them to do. There is so much good news flowing out of this administration every day. It's definitely hard for the media to keep up with. They don't know how to cover this administration. They are grasping at straws, and it's easy to talk to the press every day because President Trump is doing exactly what he promised the American people he would do, and there are wins after wins after wins every single week.
The clearest example of that lately has been some reporting that Rachel Maddow did on Linda McMahon. See, it was wild. Take a look.
You may recall that Trump appointed a pro wrestling executive named Linda to be the Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon, right? Turned out to be a weird job because both she and Donald Trump say that her job as Secretary of Education is to shut down the Department of Education. Kind of a strange job. Still, though, Linda McMahon, Trump's education secretary, found time in her busy schedule to go to a conference this week, a conference on artificial intelligence and American education. It's a whole conference about AI. Artificial intelligence, AI. That's what we call it, right? AI. AI. Unless you're Trump's education secretary. In case that abbreviation, AI, turns out that's a really hard one.
I heard, I think it was a letter or a report that I heard this morning. I wish I could remember the source, but that there is a school system that's going to start making sure that first graders or even pre-Ks have A1 teaching, every year starting, that far down in the grades. And that's a wonderful thing.
See the other people on stage with her going, she's the Secretary of Education. She's talking, wait, what are we talking about here?
Sure that first graders or even pre-Ks have A1 teaching, every year starting, that far down in the grades. And that's a wonderful thing. Kids are sponges. They just absorb everything. And so it wasn't all that long ago that we're going to have internet in our schools. Woo. Now, okay, let's see A1 and how can that be helpful?
Now, I myself, I love me some A1. It's tangy. It really brings out the best in a steak or whatever. But A1, I mean, it's not like an education term of art, like K-12 or something, right? Or pre-K. You know what I mean? Like A1 is a whole different thing.
Internet in our schools. Woo. Now, okay, let's see A1 and how can that be helpful?
How can that be helpful? How can that be helpful? So this is an anagram that you spell out. It's not like NASA, where you don't say NASA, you just like pronounce the anagram as if it's a word. This is the whole anagram spelled out. It's artificial intelligence, A and then I, AI, and she cannot spell that. So now we've got tangy, salty A1 in all the schools. And that will somehow be facilitated by abolishing the U.S. Department of Education, which, it'll be delicious. I mean, I can't. Everything they're doing is so terrible. I'm sorry. We're going to be talking tonight about Social Security. We now know that one of the reasons, apparently, that they are tanking Social Security and destroying that agency and making it unusable and no longer functional for the people who depend on Social Security every month is apparently because they're stripping it down for parts. While Social Security recipients have not been able to get through to Social Security either on the phone or online or in person, and people are starting to miss Social Security checks, and they're firing thousands of people who work at Social Security. So we can't get people their checks anymore, but Social Security Administration data systems are being used to target immigrants by having the Social Security system declare immigrants dead in order to mess with them and make it impossible for them to live. I mean, that's a thing that they're doing.
Karoline Leavitt went on Fox and blamed Joe Biden for gas prices that actually spiked after Donald Trump started a war with Iran. Political commentator Jack Cocchiarella caught it live and broke down exactly what she left out. The spike didn't start under Biden. It started the week Trump escalated the war. He's not a senator or a network anchor. He's just someone who watches the footage frame by frame and says the part she skips. Critics call it more than spin. They call it a press secretary covering for the president. And some say that crosses a legal line, not just an ethical one. Subscribe, because somebody has to keep counting.